go to each and every CMO because they just can't manufacture them. So so you need to be a bit picky finding the right CMOs for that. Yeah. Nevertheless, they will certainly save on manufacturing costs compared to their initial manufacturing costs. But their initial manufacturing costs, believe me, are not real costs. That's the transfer price Sanofi or Roche is charging.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you mean. No, but I mean, yeah, but then, I mean, I fully get it. But then after that means that, you know, whatever they pay as a multiple of EBITDA is actually lower because, I mean, let's say if they pay 5 times, maybe it's only 4 times, right? Because the EBITDA is really, I mean, to be honest, the business model seems to be, okay, let's acquire some, you know, some drugs at 5 times because anyway, it's, you know, like very cheap. They just make some very cheap acquisition and just leverage a bit on the distribution network and say, well, you know, we're not growing. They're not trying to grow the revenue like someone like Concordia or Mercury Pharma, and it was no trying to do. You know, they're not saying we're going to increase the price. What they're saying is just like, well, we're going to find a bit of synergy here and there, you know, reduction of production cost, and in any case, we haven't paid that much, so it doesn't matter too much.
I don't know. What I did experience is that Roche and Sanofi, so the global players, are not really divesting at a low price. It's a fair price, maybe, but it's not cheap. It's not cheap. Yeah, it's not cheap. No. And
well,
you know,
Sorry, but let's say if they can source, and I think that was a bit a question. If they can buy some drugs at 5 or 6 times, I mean. I mean, I'm not saying, I mean, there is a reason why it's in a way like a lower price, but a company like this, I mean, for me, it's probably worth like, you know, like 10 to 12 times, right? So that's why I'm saying it's cheap compared to the potential value of the company. Yeah,
but you know what this business model always reminds me of Valiant, yeah? And you know what it happened with Valiant, yeah?
No, but that's exactly, I mean, the big question, and I've discussed with some other, you know, like, healthcare analysts in other like firms, and we're like, okay, is it like another Concordia? Is it another Valiant, right? Because, but that's what they say. They claim no, because we're not trying to increase price. The only thing we do is actually, you know, keep on manufacturing. And that's it. And they don't have. Well, the problem is, you know, they're not planning on growing their revenue, like you know, increasing the price or something like that. So that's
but they're growing revenue by acquiring more and more brands.
Yeah.
But you know, by acquiring more brands, I'm not sure how much complexity cost you're adding. How much you're able to support the brands because you cannot actively support 100 brands. It's impossible. So if you do not support a brand,
but do you need support? Because I mean, what they were telling us is that for them it's a pull model, and they say no, we don't really spend on advertising because anyway these are like niche drugs. And you know, we're not planning to grow. It's like niche drugs. They don't really need to. They don't really need to be pushed, so we don't really need to spend on advertising. And that's about it.
It depends on the drug. That's why it's a bit of a mixed picture for me, because as I try to explain, the number of the acquisitions has been for OTC brands in the German and Austrian market, mainly in the German market. And if you do not support OTC brands, you're losing. So you cannot keep a level. So you need some support. So the question would have been, come on, why did they acquire these brands in the first place? I don't know. Okay, if you look at Cheplapharm as of today, these brands do no longer play a major role because of the other more important acquisitions. So they do not really change the picture, but for me it's also a bit disturbing, because if you acquire OTC brands, you got to know that they do need support.
Yeah, but they don't seem to. I mean, they don't really seem to focus on OTC anymore. I mean, it doesn't.
No. It's still, they still have 20, 30 brands, but obviously